Macronutrients are the foundation of our calories. Today we're going to talk about them and explain to you what our body uses them for. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, my name is Jacob Brown, certified personal trainer and nutrition specialist. Today we're going to dive into macronutrients, what they are, and how to optimize them. So, there are three main macronutrients, or macros for short: proteins, fats, and carbs. These three nutrients make up our caloric intake for the entire day. They need different ratios depending on your goals. Today we're going to explain each macronutrient, and you will be able to determine which ones you need more of. So stay tuned. Alright, we're going to start off with fats. Fats is going to be number one because people sometimes think they don't need fats, but in reality you do. Fats help with the digestion and the metabolization of vitamin D, vitamin A, and vitamin E. These are three very essential vitamins of the body. In fact, one of the biggest problems we have in the world is a vitamin D deficiency. Now, without fats, essential fatty acids, you don't really digest those vitamins very well. So it's recommended that you get over 20 grams of fat per day, and I would probably recommend a little bit higher. Most of my clients are somewhere around 60 grams of fat a day, 60 to 70 grams of fat a day. You want to keep most of them unsaturated fats. It's okay to have some saturated fats. Trans fats is what we really worry about. That's where you hear a lot of clogged arteries, things like that, high cholesterol levels and things of that nature. Now, when it comes to fats, like I said, unsaturated are the best way to go, but it's just essential that you eat over 20 grams of fat per day, and each gram of fat. Now this is where we start using calories as currency, okay? I want you to get this fundamental down, using calories as currency. So each macronutrient has a caloric value. Fats is no different. Fats actually has 9 calories per gram. And as we go along with this whole nutrition series, I want you to really take a look at what I'm doing here. And this is key. We talked about calories in the last video. And today we're going to use those calories as currency among the three main macronutrients to optimize your goals and get you the best body that you want to see. Now we're going to move on to the next one, which is going to be carbohydrates. Here we go. Carbohydrates, or carbs for short. These are the ones that have been demonized in the recent years with the new ketogenic diet. But today we're going to explain why they may not be so evil after all. Carbs are the body's main energy source. Okay, so the idea behind keto was that if you don't eat any carbs or very low carb, then the body results to burning fat. Well, the body actually needs certain carbohydrates, meaning the complex form of carbohydrates, for organ health as well as muscular endurance. Now, fiber is usually found in complex carbohydrates, and our bodies need around 25 to 30 grams of fiber per day for proper digestion. You may have noticed that if you eat a high amount of protein one day and you don't eat enough fiber, that you may be a little stopped up, if you know what I mean. But that's okay. Fiber is extremely important for digestion and overall health of the organs. Now, carbohydrates, they hold a caloric value of 4 calories per gram. As I said before, we're using those calories as currency. It is okay to eat carbohydrates. The one thing we do want to caution against, though, is you want to make those carbohydrates count. So eating complex carbohydrates such as long grain rices, whole wheat sources of bread, sweet potatoes, very fibrous veggies, those are where you want to keep most of your carbohydrates. Now, I don't want to say that it's evil to have that brownie once in a while, because by any means it's okay to have that brownie once in a while. It's just you would like to limit your simple sugars as they digest much faster and don't really give the body that much energy. So you would probably want more bang for your buck from the complex carbohydrates. The last macronutrient we're going to get into is protein, and we're going to do that right now. Protein, my favorite macronutrient. helps build muscle, like I like to do, and it also helps create enzymes and hormones for the body. Each gram of protein contains 4 calories, as we were talking about before with the currency of calories. Now, when it comes to protein, it's also important for nail and hair growth as well, because mostly our nails and hair are made out of protein. With that being said, protein for most people, 1 gram per kilogram of body weight. Now, if you're from America and you don't know how to figure out your kilograms of body weight, a rough estimate way of doing that is to take your weight now and divide it by 2.2, and it should give you a close, accurate number. Now, for anybody else who's looking to build muscle, or they're cutting weight and they want to make sure they retain as much muscle as possible, I would recommend getting 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. That way we retain the most amount of muscle possible, and we increase protein synthesis by a little bit. Now, the last point that I'll make here is just that protein, if you do have any kind of kidney dysfunction or anything like that, I would speak with a primary care physician before starting any high protein diet, as this could impact you negatively. With that being said, I guess the last point I'll make about protein is going to be how much per meal you should have. And before, I believed it didn't matter, because the science wasn't there that said, you know, if you eat this much protein at this meal, this much protein at this meal, it doesn't really matter. Now, it comes out now from research done overseas in Asia that protein in equal amounts throughout the day, so like let's say you eat 4 meals a day and you need 160 grams of protein, it would be better to get 4 meals of 40 grams of protein, because it's going to benefit you better. It's going to build more muscle over time because you're consistently keeping that protein synthesis going. Is it by a lot? The science isn't completely there, but it does seem to be a substantial amount more muscle that you will gain if you're eating protein in equal amounts throughout the day. I will have some parting words coming for you right after this portion here, so stay tuned for those. So, what we learned today is that our calories are made up of macronutrients. The 3 main macronutrients: proteins, fats, and carbs. Fats hold how many calories per gram? 9 calories per gram. Carbs, 4 calories per gram, and protein, 4 calories per gram. Just understand that no matter what ratio you use, it is just important to get at least 20 grams of fat, probably more, around 60 grams of fat. Like I said, most of my clients are at 60 grams of fat. And keep it to be more unsaturated fats over saturated fats, and definitely minimize the trans fats as much as possible. With carbs, again, you're just going to want to limit your sugary snacks. It is okay to have a sugary snack once in a while, but just remember that you want more energy out of your diet. If you're going to be performing cardiovascular exercise and that kind of thing in the gym, it's really important to make sure that we're eating more complex carbs, as it's going to give you more energy. Also, sugar can be quite addicting, so limiting the amount of sugar you eat can make it a little easier as you go along with your weight loss journey. Protein, you know, it's vital for building muscle. If you're just an average person, 1 gram of protein per kilogram of body weight, and 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight if you're looking to gain an immense amount of muscle. Now, with that all being said, our next videos are going to go a little bit more into exercise and things of that nature. And thank you guys for watching so much. I know I fumbled over a little bit of my words throughout this video here, but I think I got the point across pretty well. And just thank you for watching. Stay tuned, and remember, just be aesthetic.